Welcome to the Fat Batman's YouTube channel. You are here on the first episode of the Worlds Collide podcast. So without any further ado, let's dive into the podcast.
All right, let's do this.
Idea of having this podcast for a while. I think even back when I was in the States, we just trying to you remember? We were just trying to start.
Oh yeah, for sure. We would talk about this often, and we'd be inebriated, and it'd be a great idea. And it only took us a few years, right?
Yeah, and finally we got the idea. We got set up, and now it's bigger. So this is
Yeah,
our
it took
first
me a long time to
podcast.
get a new desk here, so that's what we were waiting for, right?
Yeah. I mean, too, new system overall.
How
Hey
you
man,
doing,
how's
sir?
it going? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. Just surviving quarantine still in the States, and yeah, it's every day same story.
Same here. Like this COVID, it's just been dang crazy.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank all the viewers here for coming today and listening to our podcast. We got a great show for you guys today. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your name you go by?
Well, I am the Fat Batman, JK. I've been in the States for about 5 years. That's how I know him. So I've been just chilling right now. Did my degree in journalism, and now I'm just working.
There
now
you
just-
go. Yeah. Known each other for a long time, gone through a lot.
Yeah, that
Became
is true.
members and yeah, I got memories we can't forget, and we got memories that we have forgot. A little bit about me from the Bay Area in California, born and raised there, and yeah, excited to kick off this podcast and get this show on the road.
Yep, we've actually had this idea of having this podcast for a while. I think even back when I was in the States, we just trying to you remember? We were just trying to start.
Oh
out,
yeah, for sure. We'd talk about this often, and we'd be inebriated, and it'd be a great idea. And it only took us a few years, right?
Yeah, and finally we got the idea. We got the setup, and now it's here. So this is
Yeah,
our
it took
first
me a long time to
podcast.
get a new desk here, so that's what we were waiting for, right?
Yeah, and me too. New system overall.
There you
So-
go. Every day, same story.
True.
So, you remember how we met?
I do. Well, I can't forget that. As you said, there are other stuff that we could probably forget, but
Yeah, we can save that stuff for later on in the podcast episode, maybe.
yeah, probably a different episode. Don't want to scare away people.
I know, for real. There's been stories that you're just that should be on either the Party Legends show that's on Viceland, or just some funny stories.
True. So
Yeah, so I
so
think we met freshman year, right? We were roommates.
we were roommates freshman year. I just got in. I think you guys had gone out for soccer training, a soccer camp.
Preseason or something, yeah.
Yeah, I think only Bigfoot was there. So it was just me and him. And then you guys all came out.
First topic today. What you want to talk about? Anything
Well,
on your mind or anything you want?
Yeah,
that's
you know me.
intriguing?
I'm a craze about WWE and
I've
wrestling
heard.
in general.
Actually, my first event was with you when we went to
Really?
I think it was the Oracle Arena, the Warriors Stadium,
Yep,
before they
it
moved to
it
San
was the
Francisco.
Warriors Stadium. Yep, that's where I found my first live event as well. Thanks to you. Thanks.
That was fun. I think we started a chant, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I
don't know
think
what
I think I
it
still
was,
have
but-
I still have the video of it.
I know. I have to look it somewhere. It's somewhere out
No,
there.
I can
but-
chat it to you. I'll chat it to you after this. I'll send it to you. It's really fun. I even always talk to my friends here.
Maybe if you guys come back for another episode too, we might show that video.
Wow.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
You guys gotta wait.
So what's the news in WWE now?
We had our the fourth African American champion. I think
Uh,
that's in like
that's
what
awesome.
60 years for
For
champion.
real though, after 60 years, you would think at least one time.
Yeah, like we've had like what 3 people, but it's always been very rare. Uh,
And what title is this for?
this is the WWE title, like top title. So there are several titles, like all the lower titles or like mid card titles, as they call it.
But this is like the main one,
Yeah,
isn't
the
it?
big one is always very rarely uh, given to African Americans. Oh,
That's,
the I think the biggest name would be The Rock. He's
yeah, because
probably
I was about to ask. I was wondering if The Rock ever won it or anything like
yeah,
that.
he's won it. He's won it a bunch of times. He's the only one to win it like multiple times. Nobody else.
What a beast, man!
Yes,
That guy's awesome.
he changed the entire wrestling world.
Yeah, he has a new show that
The Young Rock. It's
yeah,
on NBC, I
watched it
believe.
all.
I've not seen it yet. I'm still waiting for it out in India, but
I'll let
that'll
you.
take some
So the
time.
first episode was pretty good, though. I have to say, it was pretty
Yeah,
entertaining.
I checked the cast and everything. Like everyone pretty much looks almost the exact doppelgangers of the real life people. Like everyone, including his father, looks like ditto, just like his actual father.
Oh, does it? Because he was
Yeah.
also a wrestler, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He
Not
was.
a,
I think.
I'm gonna get.
Yeah, the Rock is like the third generation superstar wrestler.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
so yeah, the first African American, I mean, the fourth African American champion, Bobby Lashley is his name, and he is the first one to win it on Monday Night Raw, like on a TV show.
Because didn't they do something different in the last couple of years with Monday Night Raw? Or am I
Uh,
thinking about something else? Because I know there's like an AWE or AEW or something like
yeah,
that.
that's a different wrestling promotion. That's a different
Oh, got it. And I mean no disrespect to
competitive.
the WWE community at
Oh
all.
yeah,
I just want to understand that information.
yeah, true. Uh, it's just well, you're just a beginner. You just started watching it, right? You just
Yeah, I just started watching it, and the thing is, that's
so
crazy
we excuse you, no worries, no problem.
too.
So yeah, so AW is basically just like another wrestling promotion, and they just came in as competitors to WWE.
Got it.
Like we can talk about their rise like on another episode probably. Uh, but yeah, so that was I lost track. Yeah. So Bobby Lashley, he's the first one to win it on Monday Night Raw. With a big grand episode, to be honest. Like they stretched it throughout the entire show. Just like, will he win it? Will he win it? Will he not win it? And then like finally he managed to win it, and it was everyone was happy. To be honest, like no matter what race, what color.
He was looked at as like a hero or like
Yeah,
the good guy.
he placed like the bad guy in the show, but he was a badass on that night, and he is going to be a great champion. I can definitely see it.
That's cool here.
Yep. So that's it from that one. And there are other big announcements that came out in NXT like last night, where like NXT is going to have their first ever 2 night takeover. Takeover is like the biggest show of their special event for NXT
Yeah.
exclusively. So they're going to have their first ever 2 night event just to get people more fans into it because they're moving to a different network. Have you heard of the Peacock network or the Peacock
Yeah, I
channel?
do actually. Actually, I have that Peacock. I think that's where I was thinking the Young Rock is on.
Oh, for sure. Okay, I had no idea. But yeah, that's where like they're going to like start about it. So they just wanted to get more people to watch on Peacock, so they're doing this 2 night event just so it
Oh,
can
that's what's
attract. Oh
up.
yeah, you know wrestling. What else? What else do you got?
Did you hear about that space hurricane that happened not too long ago? Or they like got pictures of
Oh
it?
yes, I did. Like that was insane. I was like, wait, I thought there's no air in space. How the hell did the hurricane happen?
Oh, well, I was reading it, and apparently instead of water, I think if I remember correctly, they like it rained down like electrons.
Oh,
Your
dang.
video's off.
Oh, just give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me just check that something out.
All right.
I
Now
think
we're
we're back.
back.
Yep. Uh,
We were talking about the space hurricanes.
yes, that is insane. Like I was like, oh, dang, what's going on with this world? Like I'm to be completely honest with you, I think something way bigger is going to happen very soon.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
Like,
mean, we can barely deal with like global warming or barely
mm,
deal with traffic nonetheless, and they expect us to deal with a space hurricane.
no,
Yeah, I don't yeah, I think there's definitely something way bigger. What it is, that's the unknown that we just don't know, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. Like I don't know. People were saying like nothing's going to change big. Like the world is fine, everything is going great, and then all of a sudden you see a snowstorm in Texas, and you're like, oh, okay, global warming is real. All right, yeah, things
For
happen.
real, I think didn't that most of the state, if not all the state, have snow?
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's what I read, in fact. So
Yeah, I mean that's what I've seen too as well, and that's crazy too.
yeah, it's
And
insane. Like,
especially, I mean, it just shows you the focus of renewable energies.
mhm. And like, whenever like my job when I talk to clients and stuff, like you always hear, I always get clients like talking about, yeah, I'm unable to like do anything because of the snowstorms. And like, geez, how's it going there? And then like they're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm happy to like at least stay alive, and it's things like that. So like, okay, as long as you're alive, be safe, just and
And that's
be
the thing. You just got to be safe, and you
mhm,
just got to do the right things to make
be
sure that you can overcome the issues at hand too, as well. And
mhm.
especially like things like that, like even with this whole COVID thing, it makes an individual more humble and just
Mhm.
kind of appreciate what you have.
Oh, 100%. COVID's like changed the entire world, man. It's changed like our entire lifestyle. It's
I
insane.
know it's crazy.
It's insane.
And it's
Like,
one of those things too, is that like simple things that you would do before
hmm,
you miss now. Like one of the things that I miss is traffic. I mean, as weird as that sounds, I work from home, and
yeah.
don't get me wrong, I'm lucky to be in the position that I am, but it's one of
Hmm.
those things I miss, like that time of going to work, and like if it's Friday, being excited to go to work because it's Friday and I can go to the weekend, or seeing coworkers, you know what I mean?
I know exactly. Like, there are so many things. Like just going out in general and just hanging out with people. You realize like how tough it is just to stay home. It's not easy to just do nothing.
Yeah, that's true. And it's one of those things that before COVID, like, don't get me wrong, I like to go out, but I also like to stay home and was a
Hmm.
homebody. And during this whole
Same,
quarantine
same.
process, it's like, man, I think I took it for granted, like being able to go out and hang out with friends, or and it doesn't have to be money based at all either. It could be like going out hiking or something to that effect.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even to be honest, I don't think our podcast would have started if it wasn't for COVID. Zoom boomed up,
For
and then
real
now we are
though.
here.
I mean, I've learned so many new skills in COVID, like during the quarantine. What have you learned?
I've been learning basically like graphic design,
Okay.
and then I'm trying to like also study psychology. That's something I'm just trying to focus on as
Heck
well.
yeah, that's what's up. That's awesome to
It's
hear.
this thing called Shaw Academy. Yeah, Shaw Academy.
Oh, that's
They
awesome.
they do pretty good. It's pretty decent. I just had like bad reviews on like social media and everything about it, and then I'm like, nah, I like it. It doesn't
And
have
it
to
works
be.
for you,
It
right?
works for me. Yeah, I'm not really like looking forward to uh gain like super knowledge and like I know everything now. Like this in a snap of fingers. Like
Just kind
I
of
just
like
know
refresh
everything.
your memory, or like
Yeah, I'm
start the
just happy.
process.
Like it gets me more involved and more interested to learn more, and also gets me to know the basics that actually help me out. I don't want them to teach me. I'm not expecting them to teach me everything in the topic. Like they teach me like the basics. I know how to get on with it, especially with graphic designing. Like the main things that they have started studying about is Photoshop and uh, what are they called, Illustrator, and uh, those ones are pretty chill. All they didn't like go in depth into it. They just uh,
Well, that's the thing
talked to me
too, as
about
well, is
how.
that like when someone's teaching it, they want to give you that foundation so you can build your own house, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
It's just one of those
Exactly.
things, and it gets lost in like just the education system, is that everything is so robotic and you have to do it a certain way that
Hmm.
creativity in solving a problem kind of leaves.
True. True. Very true.
Which is like that. It sounds like it's a great resource for you too as well to
Hmm.
learn about those programs.
Yep.
Bless you. All right. Did you hear about how they're gonna have a space hotel in a couple of years?
Oh, a space hotel. Interesting.
Yeah. Did you
Interesting.
hear about that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I think, and don't quote me, I'd have to look up the article, and we'll provide the link in the description.
Hmm.
But I believe it was 2027. They were talking about the possibility of having a space hotel.
So I need more insight on this.
Like, think about, I mean, just think about the concept in general. I mean, like, if you look like at like SpaceX and stuff, they have rockets that
hmm.
take off and land themselves
Yes.
and are reusable. So then that's the technology that's going to become commercial travel. Like, just think about like, just think about that. And if there's like, they try to do a space hotel in space, then they're going to use that technology to bring people up. And then you better hope you have a reservation before you go up, or you got money.
Hey,
Because you
oh,
know,
for sure.
because what happens if you show up to the
Obviously,
lobby?
it's you need money and you need a lot. I'm pretty
I
sure.
mean, like, think about it. Like, if you show up to the lobby and you're checking in, they're like, "Oh, it looks like your card got declined." And they're like, "Check it again." Gets declined again. What are they? What lobby?
Yeah, they can't go anywhere else. They just can't do
Yeah,
that.
so it's like they're just stuck. I
Right? It's insane. That's who came up with this idea?
I do not know that, but I know that like Elon Musk, for
I was going
example,
to say, yeah,
he's
it
been an
has,
advocate of like Mars for
yeah.
like to live on Mars and stuff like that. So he's been an advocate of that. I don't remember the company that specifically did it, and
Okay.
but it was like an article that I found on like I don't want to say the New York Times, but it was like on Yahoo News or something like that.
Hmm.
But isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. And you said 2027, right?
Yeah,
That is insane. That's going to be like, ooh, I'm,
right.
yeah, I'm like intrigued. Like, speaking of,
Just be like, oh, I'm gonna take a quick trip to space real quick for a quick night out with my lady or dude, depending on what you prefer.
yeah, that's like a roller coaster hotel or a roller coaster dine-in. Have you
But
heard of
like,
that? That's in England or in London.
yeah, so like think
Oh,
about it, because they're gonna have to, one, they're gonna have to make it so that there's some sort, I mean, sense of gravity, unless they're gonna do free flow, like
yeah,
where
I
people
know. Like,
kind
that's
of
what I'm saying. Like,
swim through the space or something like that.
oh man,
Yeah,
I
but
we
yeah, imagine like people in lobbies like swimming in the space hotel.
that
Like,
is,
not really swimming, but like since there's no gravity, you float, right? So then it's
yeah.
like kind of like swimming through air. But or are they gonna do something like they're gonna replicate gravity and increase the pressure in the cabins? You know?
Hmm. I'm just gonna look it up actually. Just see, get a picture of like if they have any pictures about it. Let me see.
Yeah, the London Eye, if I remember correctly.
A
Yeah, it
space
was super
hotel.
intriguing.
Hey, it's on CBS, Minnesota.
See, there you go.
Oh, that's shaped
Right.
like a satellite. Yo, this is crazy.
That's another thing Elon Musk is doing. He's shooting up satellites so he can start a internet service called Starlink.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that. He said he talked about how like it's going to help like everybody all over the world, especially like in the even like in the poorest places,
Like,
like anywhere
it'll
else.
be
Like,
in the most remote places, and you can get Wi-Fi.
yeah, like it's insane. I was like, oh, so wherever we go, Wi-Fi. Well, I was like pretty sure, okay, that's gonna be like expensive as hell because
I am on the wait list for it at Starlink. Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, I went. All you got to do is go to their website and put your first name, last name, and your email, basically, and maybe some other questions I just don't remember. But yeah, you can go on the wait list like that. It's pretty easy.
Okay, do you know? Well, it depends on what number you are on the wait list.
It's. I mean, I didn't want to look.
Fair enough.
I was just like, I'm off like around long enough for me to not have to worry about changing my internet provider anytime soon.
What else? What else is up with this world? This insane.
Cryptocurrency has been pretty crazy.
It's been shooting up. Uh,
Yeah. Do you have any cryptocurrency?
I have like what Ethereum about like point. It's worth nothing to be honest. It's
It's
worth
like
like
0.00 something like that.
yeah, it's like worth like $50 or something.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what I have for I have a little bit of Bitcoin, but I have a lot of, and there's it's either Doge or Dog coin, like one of the two. Like I have that coin as
Yeah, I
well.
heard about dog coins as well. Like, oh, what is going
And it
on?
originally was a meme cryptocurrency, and I actually got information that apparently Microsoft, AT&T, and Dish Network hotels are going to be using. You can like give them dog coin or Dogecoin to pay, and the
Huh?
Mavericks with Mark Cuban did it as well.
Huh.
It's pretty interesting, and it's not worth
Yes.
very much. It's like 5 cents a coin.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, like I the top ones I know, obviously like Bitcoins and Ethereum. Ethereum was like it's growing. It's growing. Like it was something where say like lion share. I think that's the one where they say like yeah, you start it up, it'll keep on growing, and then I paid like what $2 to get in, and I'm in at now $30. So it's growing
There you
technically.
go.
Technically,
It,
well,
power moves.
it's almost been like a year or so since I started it, but hey, slow and steady wins the race, right?
Hey, if you never start, you can never grow. You know, I
True.
heard Shaq was wrestling now. Did I hear that correct? I
Oh
think I
yes,
saw a video of him just
you
like
are right.
straight jump, like just picked up this dude and just jumped him
That
into the table, right?
that how are I not gonna think about it? That is an AEW. Like it's
That's
crazy.
AEW.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he even took a big bump, like a bump in the sense in wrestling terms. It's like taking a hit where he fell off like what about 10 from 10 feet high, like down to the tables. Like it's insane. 10, not 10. Well, six
That's a
feet,
heavy
6 feet from
dude
the top.
too.
And he's a big man. And
What is he? 7 foot, 6'11"? No, he's probably
yeah,
7 foot.
he's probably 7 foot
He might
two.
even be 7'1".
Yeah, I think he's 7 too.
He's easily over 250.
Oh, easily.
Easily. He's probably like 300 or 350. And then you're tackling a dude into a table. Like medically, you would have to sign a waiver.
Yeah, it's always on the contract. He signed the contract. He's ready for. He's trained. He's been training for about nearly a decade now to get into wrestling. And he was supposed to fight in WWE. He did have a match, kinda. It's like a battle royal where you just throw people out, and for him, he's big as hell, so it's easy for him. It's a piece of cake. He just took
Yeah.
them out, throw them out, and then like he was ready to have like a big match, and somehow it just didn't work out with WWE. So he was waiting for another opportunity to showcase his talent. He didn't want to just get all that training to go to waste, and he's here. It's been like almost a year since AEW started, and a year and a half maybe since
They
AEW
seem to
started.
be getting some pretty big profile names. Like Shaq's not
Yes.
the first one, right?
Uh, no, they had Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg wrestled in AEW as
See, I
well.
was thinking about that. I remember Snoop Dogg. I just didn't. So would you say
He,
that more celebrities would go to AEW than WWE?
uh, I think it's 50-50. Bad Bunny
It
is
just
in
depends on
WWE.
scheduling or
Yeah, but
something like that.
Yeah, it just depends on what you do. Like Snoop Dogg, he was in WWE, but he never wrestled. He was mostly just there to like do like special song, special rap performances and stuff like that. Like Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg's been there, Florida's been there, Hugh Jackman's been there, Stephen Amell. I don't know if you know Stephen Amell,
Who
the
is
guy
it?
from
Sounds familiar, but
he's
what is it?
from Arrow. He's the main star in Arrow. Uh,
Oh, the one that's on the cover, right?
yeah, like he's the main star.
Okay, yeah. I
He,
know who you're
the
talking
Arrow,
about now.
yeah. So Stephen Amell's been there. There were a lot of stars. Hugh Jackman, did I mention it? He's been there
Yeah, you mentioned him. So you must be a Hugh Jackman fan, are you?
a little bit. I don't lie. I like Wolverine. What
Batman's
people
your
say.
favorite, but Wolverine's
Yeah,
not, is okay, right?
yeah. Hey, can't complain as long as you do it. You do it. You good?
I have to ask. I have to bring it up.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel
I
or
know.
DC?
I know that's coming up. I knew that's coming up.
Because I'm Marvel personally, but
Uh,
are you DC or Marvel?
I like both. Fair enough, fairly. But
None of this politically correct answers today. We're gonna go with the honest answer.
yes,
You
I
DC
like
or
both.
Marvel?
I like DC more. I'm not like
Why?
it's just I grew up watching mostly DC stuff, like especially Batman. Like as a kid, my two favorite things to watch on TV was Batman and Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, like I would love
Dragon
to.
Ball, both are dope. Both are
Yeah,
dope. Dragon Ball Z is awesome.
but
But I mean, but the superheroes in I mean, this is a huge controversial topic here. DC versus Marvel. I mean,
yeah,
it's just
and
more.
plus, moreover, I like more of this crime and mystery stuff, and DC is more of the crime and mystery stuff. For example, like if you take Marvel, it's more action packed, obviously, and I like that as well. Like Spider Man is one of my favorites. Uh, but in DC, it's more like they're more focused on like especially the TV shows, like someone kills someone and you just go there finding out okay who did the murder, how did this murder happen, or it's more that's why it's called detective comics. Most of them are more detective based.
So
They're
you
more
okay? So you're just like the crime. Not I don't want to say crime shows, but
yeah. I
for
like
lack
crime
of
shows,
but for the lack of description, you like more of the the crime
detective,
shows based
crime,
stuff.
murder, mystery, all that stuff.
But there's so much. I guess it's because with Marvel, it's not necessarily a crime based thing. It's
Yeah.
more so of like a continuation to a main goal. You know.
Yeah, I'm not saying I hate Marvel. I love Marvel as well, but I just love DC better.
No, I like
Or
both too,
DC
and
more.
Marvel's my favorite. And it's just interesting because that brings a great point. Is like DC is a more detective kind of like um
Crime
looking for
based.
clues and
Uh-huh.
answers
Yeah.
and dealing with big bosses throughout the
Yeah. To put it
chapters.
in a better way, it's not just exclusively just crime. It's more like finding how like finding a solution or
It's
finding
like a
how
puzzle.
this yeah, finding how this happened and uh what to do, how to solve this, and you get into like the crime and thriller stuff. For example,
Yeah.
take speaking of DC, Justice League's coming out. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Snyder
intrigued to
Cut.
watch that because I really hope they do a great job with it. Like
Yeah, and
so much
I think
potential.
we watched the Justice League together at the theaters. Do you
That was
remember that?
right. What, like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like the final movies I watched before I came back here.
It was. I thought it was okay. Like I didn't think it was like earth shattering, but I thought it was entertaining nonetheless.
It's fun. Hey, and fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but the director who was supposed to, obviously it was Zack Snyder who was supposed to finish the film, right? But then it was overtaken by the director who did the Avengers.
I mean, they're smart. They hired a great
That's why
director.
that's why they focus more on the comedy stuff. Batman v Superman was not like anything, nothing to do, nothing comical about it. It was more serious. And Snyder's all about serious stuff.
See, I
And
think that's what makes Marvel, in my
I
opinion,
like
better.
the I like the
That they're
comic
just
aspect of it.
comedic
Yeah.
relief,
Hmm. I like that. Like take
Whereas DC, like DC is good because it would be like the difference between like Law and Order and Castle. Like DC's
no.
more of like your Law and Order, where it's a lot more serious and more intricate with regards to the
Hmm.
puzzle.
Yeah.
Or not intricate, but like it's a definite path, but you have to
Mhm.
watch the whole thing. Whereas like Castle, for
It
example,
has more of the comedy
that
stuff. Yeah.
comedic relief to really tie in with
Mhm.
that like action.
I've not seen a single episode of Law and Order. I just know the theme song or like the ta-da or some like that opening thing. That's
But
it.
you've seen like what it looks like with the previews and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, it's very
The
similar. It's like
only thing close enough to Law and Order that I've seen is WWE was having like a comedy skits that were based on Law and Order. So that's the only thing I've seen. So it's more
got
that's
it.
still
Okay.
funny. That's still more the comic stuff. But
I
I,
know.
I
It's
I
like
understand what he's
I was
saying though.
already so deep into it. I was like, I gotta at least push through.
Yeah, yeah. I understand what he's saying though. So
Yeah. All right. So
I like both of it. Yeah, go
I
ahead,
got
go ahead.
another comparison today. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
And this is
I
very
think.
controversial for you.
Okay.
Big Bang or Friends?
Oh, Friends, hands down.
What? You're tripping. Big
No,
Bang is way funnier.
think so.
Why do you think Friends is better?
Well, I say I say Friends is better because that's the only show that I've completed out of the two.
Well, you've seen episodes of other ones, so you can see
Yeah,
the
I've
general
seen
like.
like 5 seasons of Big Bang Theory. It's funny.
Yeah, so you have a good estimate on like which one you think's better. Like, which one do you think is better?
Well,
Still Friends?
personally, I would go with Friends because it's more. Uh, how do I say it? It's something that I watch again and again. So I don't know if I mentioned this to
So
you.
like The Office, for example, for me is like I can always
Yes,
watch it no
yes,
matter how many
yes,
times I watch
exactly.
it.
Yeah. So for me, how I started watching Friends was in my 10th grade. Uh, the annual vacation or summer vacation, how we call it. I started watching it, and then I was like, oh, and what that is like, what 2009, 2010. That's like 6 years after the show ended. That's when I started watching it, and I was like, this is hilarious, or not hilarious. It was funny. It was fun to watch. Back then, I was all like only in India, so I didn't really understand what the half the stuff
That's
was.
right. Is you didn't really I mean, that was probably would you say that's your first taste of like American life is almost?
Yeah, like in general, yes. I like Castle, White Collar, and Friends. These are the only three shows that I was watching back in the day.
Like before you came to
America,
California.
yeah, before I came to California.
Okay.
So I was like,
Yeah, there's a
started
lot different
watching
in
it,
those
and
shows. I don't know if
and
you've noticed that.
half the stuff in Friends itself, I didn't understand because I was like, okay, like like the people in the background are laughing, so I was like, okay, so it must be funny. That's how I went with it. But
It
I
must
still
be
enjoy it.
funny.
Yeah,
They
so
probably just hired a guy that like just has a button and just like, hey, laugh.
yeah. So I like, okay, so that's probably something funny which I don't get, something related to America. And then I used to watch it every summer vacation. And then I came to America, and I don't know who spoke about it. Some random day. I don't know whether it was you, Juan, or
It
Agnes.
was
I'm not
not
sure.
me.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have tossed. You wouldn't even see Friends. You didn't even like Friends. Yeah.
No. Don't get that wrong. I think Friends is a decent show, just
Well,
not my cup of
comparatively,
tea.
yeah, comparatively. Uh, Friends is like,
Anyways, how did you start watching it in America?
yeah, in America when I started watching it, some I don't remember who exactly told me, but talked to me about Friends. So I decided, yeah, you should. Oh, I think it's Anthony. I can in my third year, or freshman year. That's when
That's right. It was him.
I s- uh I like, okay, we should start watching Friends again. And then I started watching it, and then I got used to the American lifestyle, right? By that point, it was
So
like
it
three
started to
years
make
in.
sense.
Yeah, and I understood like almost every phrase. I was like, this is even more funnier now that I actually am here and I understand
because it
every
becomes
single
relatable.
exactly, and I understand every single reference to it. Oh, okay, like it's hilarious now, and so that's why like I like it better now. So like once I came back there and then I started watching it, I understood it better and insane. Even here, like I have a friend of mine who was like asking me like what show should I watch, and he said he hates sitcoms. So I told him watch Friends, and like I think a couple days ago he called me or like I'm really upset now. Why? Well, Friends is going to get over. Oh, you can watch it again. Go ahead, watch it again. It took him like what a month or so? No, probably a month or
That's
so.
If it took
He's
a month to watch the entire, because how many seasons are there?
10 seasons, 224 episodes,
224
something
episodes.
like that.
That is a lot. I mean, there's 30, like,
30 minutes
let's give
each.
a max days for a month. 31 days for 224
Yeah, it's like 20,
episodes.
20, 22 minutes an episode. So it's, and like Netflix has like the editing.
You would have to
I
go through
had,
basically 7.5 episodes a day. That's a lot of episodes. Or if we want to be specific, 7.2580, and it goes a bunch of different time, a lot longer than that.
wait, per day?
Yeah, that's how much. Because you have 200. You said I'm gonna just. We don't remember, but I'm going off of your 224.
Yeah.
And if you were to watch it in a month, that's 31 days on the longest month. It's 7.22580,645. But I just rounded up to 7.5. 7.5 episodes. You can't tell me that's not like in those seasons in a month.
Oh, I have watched way more in a day. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I finished the Office series in 2 weeks. I mean, and I am proud of saying that.
But if you actually calculate it like hours wise, you're calculating days wise, right? You probably put
like no
24
episodes per day.
Yeah.
So 20 minutes an episode.
Yeah. So say it's 224, right? 224. Well, this is complicated. Wait.
I got you. 224 divided by 31. That's 7 point. Let's just say 7.5 for the day. And then if we wanted to turn it to minutes, there's 20 minutes an episode. So that would be 150 minutes, which would be 2.5 hours worth of Friends a day.
Yes. Yeah, that's a lot. That's still a lot. Yeah.
That's quite a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've definitely done it with Office and Breaking Bad, and Mr. Robot is a great show.
That is
an awesome show.
That is
an awesome show.
It's not available in India, but I'm only seen the first season, but still it's awesome. It is awesome.
Yeah. That's a great show though. Like if you ever get a chance to watch it, that's a show to watch. Or you've seen Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, I've seen episodes of it, but everybody talks about it. So I'm more of this like, okay, everybody talks about it. The reason I started watching Friends, so it's kind of contradictory, but everybody talks about Friends.
Because everyone was talking about it.
No. Because I was in India, nobody was talking about Friends. Back then, like we barely talk about English shows. At least my friend circle never talked about English shows. Like one random day, I think I was trying to find something in TV, or my brother was trying to find something in TV, and he put on Star World. That's the channel where Friends is playing.
That's a whole nother topic we're gonna get into.
But that's how it started. So yeah, so it's more like when a lot of people talk about it, I don't really get that feeling to actually watch it. I'm like, okay, everybody's talking about it, because if how my brain works is if everybody's talking about it, everybody's hyping something up, right? So I'm like super hyped for it. All right, when I watch it, it's going to be super good. It's going to be the best thing I've ever watched, all that stuff. So when I sit down to watch it, and if it's like even in the first 5 minutes, if it's not up to my expectations, because my experience is like over the top, over the roof.
Okay, so you're talking. So I get that, but if you're talking about liking stories like you do with DC,
Mm-hmm.
like Breaking Bad, the first season, I'm not. It's not.
Yeah, I've seen
It's
bits and pieces when you were watching it. I've
yeah.
seen.
So it's not a struggle to get through, but it's definitely
Mhm.
you can tell it's a foundational season if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Your
keep going.
video's off
Yeah,
again.
keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like a foundational piece like for that season. And then I was gonna talk. There was this other one that what was it? The Mandalorian. I know you're gonna say everyone's hyping it up, but I have to
That's
say
that's
I
that's
watched
another
the
thing.
whole. I
We're gonna
watched
make
the whole
people.
show. You don't. And I'll be honest. I'm a Star Wars nerd. You don't have to be a Star Wars fan to like the Mandalorian.
I'll tell you one thing, which is actually it's actually on my watch list. I'm going to start watching it, but
You really should. That's a really great show. It's very well
I'll tell
developed,
you the
and
reason why.
because I'm giving you the reference.
No, not at all.
Oh, I had to try.
Yeah, good attempt. But Sasha Banks, one of the WWE superstars, is actually playing one of the lead roles in season 2, I believe. Uh, so yeah, she's one of the badass wrestlers in WWE, and at least just see how she is in the show, I'd watch it. And she's like Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Really?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why Snoop Dogg has a good relationship with WWE, even though he's now in AEW,
Got it.
but still, yeah. So that's why I would watch The Mandalorian. And you already know I've not seen Star Wars.
Let's dive into this
Yeah,
on
go
why you
ahead.
don't like Star Wars.
I
I'm a,
just
I'm I'm a Star Wars fan,
I know
and you're not. So this is gonna be a great entertainment right now.
all right. Either people are gonna like me, people are gonna hate me right now.
Well, same
But
here.
yeah, true.
Just depends
But
on what side, whether you're the dark side or the light side, where you're the good, you're the bad.
Mhm.
Star Wars references
I
there.
know I didn't get that just went over my head. But
Yeah.
you tried the entire college life that we've spent. You tried to make me watch. You
Let's be clear. I did not make you. I was just simply implying that you should watch.
true. But that was the one day where I think it was winter break or fall. Yeah, winter break. The Christmas time. Yes,
Yeah,
Christmas time.
I know. I remember, and
You
you weren't
watched
paying attention.
30 minutes, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done with it.
It builds up. You got to wait and watch the whole thing. I mean, if you're gonna watch a DC film, which
Yeah.
is not, I mean, in my opinion, isn't better than Star Wars.
Hey, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own taste.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue.
But we can have
But
a debate though.
this will go on forever.
But
This
you
will
gotta
go on
at least,
forever.
you haven't tried though. You tried 30 minutes.
True, true.
Have you ever
I
watched any of the Lego Star Wars?
No, I've never watched any Lego movie. I think there's one Lego movie, which was a
Lego
Netflix.
movies are actually pretty funny and
Yeah,
good.
I know. Like it was something. I think it was Jurassic Park Lego or something. Some Lego. I just started watching it and then I decided, yeah, I should be in a different state of mind to actually to watch it because I think
No, yeah, I get that. And what about the animated Clone Wars for Star Wars?
oh, the cartoon series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Cartoon Network, right? Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I've seen everything on that. I've seen
Did
all
you
the
like it?
yeah.
It's literally the exact not the exact same thing.
I know. But the difference is that was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes an episode. This is like an hour and a half, two
Sir,
hours.
you were talking about 25 minutes an episode.
Yes.
And you
And
have
that's
been
I
and
was a kid back then.
correct me if I'm wrong, is that aren't there some movies you have watched, and I have seen you watch these, that the movies from India that are a lot longer than American movies?
Every movie in India is longer than in America.
Oh, okay, just breaking the barriers right now. So you can watch what's the longest one you've seen in India? 4.5 hours?
Whoa, no, no.
No, 3 hours.
Three and a half, yes. probably.
Yeah,
I
see,
think there is
there's
one.
no Star Wars movie that is 3.5 hours long.
Well, The Dark Knight is actually 3 hours long. Harry Potter is like 3 hours long.
And it's still not Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just finding excuses just to not watch it. I guess like I don't know why actually I don't watch it, but
I
I
know.
just never got the
Stop.
interest. I never got the interest, or I never really
You got to try. I mean,
think like
watch
Game of
at
Thrones.
least watch like the side stuff. Like watch The Mandalorian.
Yes,
Watch
that is in my watch list. So
yeah, watch
maybe
I
who
think
knows?
the Han Solo movie that's on Netflix. Watch that.
What about it?
If
But
you like those two, then I would recommend watching Star Wars because it really
okay.
I mean the thing is that if it's your first time watching it, you got to go chronologically. You got to go episode 4, 5, and 6 because those are the ones made in the 80s.
Mhm.
And then you go 1, 2, and 3. 3 leads in to those movies.
Yeah, I think you put on episode 1 or something with Liam Neeson on it. All I remember about that movie is the only thing I focused on was Liam Neeson is in it. That's
Yeah,
that's
I mean that's the reason
nothing
why
else.
I led with I normally I would show you episode 4 first, but I led with episode 1 because I was like, oh, he knows Liam Neeson. I was like, he'll watch this. Like, psych, didn't happen. Yeah.
You are not wrong. I do like Liam Neeson. His movies are pretty dope. But
You should
yeah,
at least
I'll start watching it. I might like I don't know. There are some things which I never really get to watch, or I never really get the minds like
or
focus
like
on
think
like
about watching, right?
Game of Thrones, right? So
I haven't watched it. And
I've
that's one
never
of those ones for me that
I've
just
never
I
yeah,
heard
same
it's a great
here.
show.
Hey, the one show that everyone was talking about, and then I also like decided, okay, let me give it a try, and I got hooked like within like the first 20 minutes is Money Heist.
Money Heist. Is that one where they go rob banks?
Yeah, it's the Spanish uh one. I watched the English version of it, but uh
Yeah, I heard that was pretty good too.
it is dope. I binge watched that. That is like the series that I've binge watched in a while, in a long while. So yeah, just waiting for the next season to come out.
No, I get that. And I think they're supposed to do something with the Mandalorian too later this year. I think in December. But like the last two shows I've watched was the Mandalorian and Mr. Robot. Like those two, like Mr. Robot,
I
it's one of those things. If you're not if sci-fi and tech or like computer programming like you don't find interesting at all, or hacking or
I was
things
gonna say
like that, like that thrill of it, then
no.
it's probably not a show for
I
you.
enjoyed Mr. Robot. I think I started watching it at your place. Yeah,
The
I think
house, right?
yeah, at the house.
Yeah, because
You and Steven, you guys were watching it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just sit with you, start watching it, and then and, like there was some rant. I don't know. Obviously, I didn't come in right when you guys were watching the first episode. It was like sixth or seventh. I'm not even sure, but I was really hooked into it. I want to know the
it's
backstory of
entertaining.
this, and then I just went on, and then it was on Hulu. Yeah, it was on Hulu. So I just went back to my dorms, and then I started watching it. And
It's on Amazon Prime now.
Mr. Robot is in Prime. I just
It
yeah,
is.
it is in Prime.
No,
I didn't check it
21st
out.
century.
So no, there are so many things that are not in Prime that are in America. Like I check for like especially like Tamil movies and stuff. I'm stunned. There are Tamil movies which are nowhere to be found in Indian sites like all like say Amazon
Because you'd
Prime.
have to buy them, right?
Yeah, where you can like just have a subscription just like Netflix and stuff. But certain movies are not there. Then I look it up on Google, where can I watch it? And then it shows Amazon Prime. I'm like, oh cool. I click Amazon Prime. It loads. I'm like, okay, it's loading. Good shit. I'm going to be finding it watch movies that I
Pulls a
want to watch.
plot. It just feels like psych.
And then sorry, it's not available for your country. I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
so
kind
they
of stuff.
probably want you to buy it rather than stream it.
True, but
Probably the biggest issue.
it's different stories and like different reasons. But yeah, like Mr. Robot is in Prime. So you talk about a lot of TV shows. Or we talk about some movies. Are you excited about any new movie that's coming out?
Do I have any new movies? I'd have to. I mean, I'll be 100% honest. Because of quarantine, there's nothing that like I've really like looked out for movies. But one of the most recent ones that I've watched was Soul, that Disney animation movie.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah, it keeps
was a
popping up for me.
great movie. I think Jamie Foxx is the main character in it too. That
Okay,
was an amazing movie.
all right. I'll keep note of it. I might, not saying I will, but I might sometime in the future. It
And it's
might
one
be
of
the
those things. It's like that
near future.
movie.
It might
It's
be far, future far behind, but far ahead.
no, yeah, I get that. And
Uh,
it's one of those things. It's like it's a Disney movie nonetheless, so it does have that Disney touch to it.
yeah.
But I think that it's a lot more of a relatable story
Mhm.
than like a normal fairy tale kind of Disney or a
I-
happy-go-lucky kind of ending, because it's not a traditional happy-go-lucky ending. And that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I recently watched. What did I watch recently? Uh, I watched a lot of Indian movies. That's a different. That's different. But I watched. I watched an old movie. Yeah, I recently watched Godzilla, and then I watched Kong because I saw the trailer for Godzilla vs Kong. I was like, damn, this looks dope. I've never watched any of the Godzilla or Kong movies. So I might as well just go watch King Kong and Godzilla. I didn't like King Kong, the first one, the original one. But
Yeah.
Kong Skull Island, oh, that's a good movie. Godzilla 2, the first one was all right. The second one was really good. So I'm really
Okay.
excited for Godzilla vs Kong. I think it's going to be a badass movie.
Yeah, that you usually things like that usually do really well.
Hmm.
I think I mean still
Mortal
I think I
Kombat.
watched it not recently, but I had one of my favorite movies is Fight Club with Brad Pitt, and I don't
Oh
remember
yeah,
the
yeah, 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 yeah.
that's a great movie.
That is a really good movie. I think I never heard of it until Bigfoot talked about it. Yeah, I probably think so. I think
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's a
that's
great movie though. You
yeah.
remember what the first rule of Fight Club is?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Yep. Bingo. Exactly. So we got to move on. From that.
Yeah. So what next?
Oh man, it's just life, man. Just
Yeah,
chilling.
sure.
There's some crazy stuff happening out in the world, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yes,
I see some
yes.
crazy things. Like, did you see that Uber incident?
Oh my God. But
Baffling.
like, what is wrong with people? It's like, wear a mask. That's it. That's a simple story to it. Like,
It's really not that hard. It's like it, at least in my opinion, it's a lot harder to put on a hat than it is a mask.
yeah, it's just like I think it's like the new normal. People just gotta agree. Like, yeah, we need to wear the mask. Like, even here, like in my location, like it's not that crazy. It's never been that crazy. Like even when COVID was huge, like it's never been that. Uh, it's not been that much popular or that much wasn't like not too many cases were in my area, and still like wherever I go, I will wear the mask. Like
You guys probably have way
everybody,
less than we do right now in America.
yeah, it's growing now. So fingers crossed we might catch up. I don't know. Not going to knock on wood. Not going to
I can't
not
see
going
you guys catching up. I hope you guys don't, knock on
to.
wood.
I hope we don't. But yeah, it's increasing. But hey, uh, as long as people are careful, we'll be good. But
That's the
back
thing
to
is that
the.
are people gonna be careful, you know?
Mhm. I don't know, but like if you have people like that San Francisco girl, her face is so familiar. I just don't know from where. But
What name?
the one in that Uber incident,
Oh
the
yeah.
like I read a report where like she had that was talking about the entire incident from her perspective. So initially it was when they were supposed to pick up, like when they booked the Uber, so she was supposed to they got in. The driver asked them to wear the mask. She said she'll wear them later, and halfway through they never wore it. And He just said, "You guys are not going to, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you guys are not going to wear the mask, I'm just going to drop you off. Like, I'm not going to move any further. Just wear the mask. Like, your friend was wearing the mask, like,
Yeah, it's baffling. It's really,
it's
I
just,
mean, it's in a sense selfish of them not to wear a mask
hmm and then
because
like,
you're not taking in other people's consideration. Like, what if you're
uh-huh,
carrying COVID? You know?
I know, and yeah, and she actually even in that 43 second, 44 second clip that I saw of the
Did
Uber
she say
driver.
she had
Yeah, she was like,
that?
so I have COVID, WTF, whoa, what the hell? And then the thing that pissed me off was when she went into his face, onto his face, and just like coughed on. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't care.
bad.
I don't get angry that often, but I don't care who you are. I will clock you. Like just like that. I wouldn't give a damn.
Yeah,
Like
I get that. And it's bad. It's just
people.
crazy. It's just what makes people think that's okay.
I know, and he handled it so well. Like he was like, well, I have video evidence. I don't have to lose my temper. I'm just going to stay calm till the end, as long as just to be safe. And he handled it really well.
But the
And
issue is though, and this is more of a broad issue in America, and it could just be a world issue too. It just isn't as publicized. Is that is more of a common occurrence than we really think. It
mhm,
just so happened that occurrence was videotaped and
videotape,
caught on camera.
and
And it's one of those
it
things
went viral.
that
Yeah.
people don't feel the repercussions, so then they can do what they feel like they can do whatever they want. Whereas,
Mhm.
like in that situation, they felt like they could do whatever they want, but they got caught doing something that's wrong.
Yeah, and she still said on her point there
And
was
she go on
something.
Instagram Live too to
Yeah,
explain her side.
and she said like I guess I should have coughed on him, but I'm not going to apologize. I just stand by what I did. I'm like, what? What he did is totally stupid, and it's not the right thing. And that's something that happened like a couple of days ago here, in my neighboring state, where like how it's DoorDash for you guys, right? Back there it's DoorDash. So here we have a couple like DoorDash and Uber Eats. So here we have like Swiggy and then Zomato. And like one of the people in Zomato, so Zomato's policy is like having free delivery if the thing, like if they don't deliver on time, on the scheduled time. And how that works is they would refund you the amount in like a week or so. So this person was going to deliver the package to this, deliver her food, and I guess he was like 20, 30 minutes late. She wouldn't want to pay for it. And he is like here, back there, like DoorDash is something people do for, I guess, pastime, like a part-time job, or it's just like a second job just to, while
A
away
lot of
time.
people do it as their full-time job though. I mean, you can make
Yeah,
some decent money too.
yeah, same thing here. Like most people do it here for full-time job, and like their entire livelihood is depending on that one day's earnings. You know, like
Yeah.
so he wanted the money. Like he didn't want to like uh like he spent petrol, he spent gas and all that stuff just to go and deliver the packaged food to her. And she said no, she started calling him names like you're a slave, you're not going to get this and all that stuff. And then
That's
she started
crazy.
and yeah, and then she started hitting him. And so he retaliated in self-defense. He just pushed her off. She was wearing a huge ass diamond ring or huge ass ring, and that ring hit her nose and it started bleeding. So this is the actual incident that's happened. What she went on to social media, think Instagram, I believe so, it's Instagram, and then Twitter as well, where she talked about it, saying that all she wanted was free a free delivery, but then the delivery agent assaulted her. So and she was crying on the video, so that went viral. And within like I don't know, within like a day, I think less than a day, in a few hours even, like he got arrested and Zomato suspended him. And I'm like, no, it's not right. And then the police started the investigation. Zomato said, we'll take care of your medical expenses. We're sorry that this happened, blah, blah, blah. And then in the investigation, it came out that it's actually whatever she said was not true. And she considers herself a social media influencer, and all she does is makeup artist. She does makeup videos. And
Well,
she,
whether someone says something good or bad or dumb,
yeah,
I
and
mean,
she was
they're
like,
allowed to call themselves an influencer, I guess.
in the end, you can see like this her thing is more for publicity stunt. She's saw this
She
as an
did it for
opportunity.
attention.
Yeah, she saw this as an opportunity to grow herself. Even in the video, like she tells like how you guys know me, I'm an influencer, and so I just want my money back. Like that has nothing to do with this. That has nothing to do with the incident or the issue. Uh, and also I think her videos in YouTube or Insta, whatever, like she only has like it goes from 1,000 views to 2,000 views, everything. But then this particular one, which is like a minute long, where she's crying, the sparkling scene, is 14 million views. So you can just see the difference. So it's a publicity stunt. And it's just sad how instantly when she said it, people just believed it, and then the guy got arrested, he lost his job, probably his entire family depending on this job, you
And
know?
that's the thing too, is that people don't realize when they do things and again, I haven't seen the video or anything like that, so I'm just going off of what you're saying right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, yeah,
It really it ruins people's lives.
exactly.
It's like accusing people of false things, and there's a lot of serious issues in that we won't touch in today, but it's a lot of times it's or not a lot of times, but there's definitely situations where it's like you're blaming someone for something that you messed up on and you're trying to capitalize on, and it's like it's baffling because it's like it's like thinking it's like you're the reason why this individual is struggling now, like
exactly.
and,
Like
and it's
I
it's baffling.
understand.
I mean, it's like when you see people that's just like just being super rude to waiters or waitresses or
Mhm.
it's just baffling. I don't get it. I don't think that's
Yeah.
a human trait that's good at all.
Mhm.
But everyone's a different individual and has their own things that they can pick,
Yeah.
and they can do what they want, but whether
Oh,
it's right or wrong is
I
another question.
I understand that what you're trying to do, or you're you want to grow yourself or grow your channel and become famous and all that stuff, but don't ruin another person's life to, better yourself.
Yeah, and it doesn't better yourself because you're ruining someone else's life, so it makes you
Yeah, like if
or not as good.
if like the police only believed her side, right? Then everything goes good for her, and like the truth still is not out, and she would have become famous, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But
And she's
she
probably
still
still famous because of that.
yeah, definitely. But there are some people who feel like any publicity is good publicity, which is not the kind I'm looking for.
I mean, it's one of those things is
Not
that
my
it'll never change. It is what it is, kind of
Mhm.
thing. But
Some
it's just
people are
something that
just, but yeah, well, that's
not worth. Some people are just not worth talking about. So we can.
yeah. Let's move on.
There you go. That's a good segue right
Yep,
there.
exactly.
All right, welcome back, you guys. We're gonna go into our next segment. And have you played any video games or any video games currently you're playing?
Well, currently, you know me, I always play WWE, but I'm excited for other games that are coming out. And I recently got to play this one game called Heavy Rain.
What's that?
Uh, it's like a murder mystery, psycho killers on the loose, and people are trying to find out who it is. It's like what's it called, the origami killer, and you play as like multiple characters to actually, and then like you find who the actual killer is. It is crazy. It is from the same creators of Detroit. Do you
Oh,
know
so
that game?
that's definitely a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this came out before Detroit, so it's like a very old game. But I just recently started to play it, and oh my god, the storyline, and it's insane. It's insane.
That's
What
what's up.
what games have you been playing?
Recently I played Skyrim, which is a really old game that
Mm-hmm.
very nostalgic for me. That's always good.
The only
And we've
thing I
been playing
remember is
Overwatch.
arrow to the knee. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. And then I've been playing Overwatch, and probably one of my favorite games recently is Bug Snacks because I have a PS5 and it's one of the newer games.
Yeah.
A really great game though,
Um,
so
I heard about.
highly recommend it when it.
Yeah. When I get a PS5, I might try it.
There you
I'm
go.
just
Just slap a five
yeah,
on the
I
side
know.
of your PS4 and call it a day.
I'll just put it between two white folder. That should be good
Right there you
enough.
go. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's
And
those are
ha-
kind of the games I've
have
been
you
playing at
played
the.
the Spider-Man game? I think the graphics
Yeah,
is
I did. I
insane.
beat that. That was an awesome game. The graphics are insane. So like the first time I played through, I didn't have like the highest visuals. I had the more optimized based
Mhm.
one.
Okay.
And then after I played it through, I then started to play a new game with like the graphics that are like top notch, the highest you can.
Hmm.
And it is absolutely just superb. I
Yeah.
mean, you can see
Which
the fall you can
Spider-Man
see
did you
the
play?
follicles in the skin. The movements are a lot
The-
more fluid and natural.
It's
It
the Miles Morales one, right? That you were playing.
yeah, and it's just it's really a different experience, to be honest. It's a lot more like a movie per se with the graphics and how it is, but
Mhm.
it has the aspect of a video game.
Yeah, it's one of the best games, like story-wise, also like something everybody could relate to,
So
story-wise as
my
well.
issue with the game though is that it's too
Too
short.
short. You should play the first one. The first one, I think I started playing it when I was back there, and it took me ages, ages to complete the first one. Like I was like, okay, I'm completed it, and then they're like, all right, this is just the start. You just skim through the start. What? This is just a start. This is mad. It goes on for like, I think it took me, and I think at that time I was playing it like at least an hour a day, and it took me like ages, like at least a couple, 2 3 4 3 2 months, 2 months probably. Yeah, I think 2 months. Uh, and some days I wouldn't even play the game, I'd do something else. So yeah, 2 months, uh, give or take. But
That's
this
what a
one,
good game's about, though, is having those challenges and
mhm,
really just taking advantage of that too.
this one was like 3 days. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was a lot shorter than most. But you got to remember, it's like there's so much data, especially with the visuals.
Yeah, yeah, and like they took ages to create. Like I think they took like 4 or 5 years to create the first one. This one they're more focused on to be the game to be released once the PS5 releases, and so that's why they like
I
kind
mean,
of
they've been working on this game for 2, 3 years.
this one.
Yeah,
Really?
how can you have to, especially with the graphics?
I thought only the first one they took so long, and like
No, they took a quite a. I mean, I believe they took like 2 or 3. A lot of the newer PS5 games, like the ones coming out like Deathloop or Stray or the Ratchet and Clank one,
mhm.
they've been working on it for like 2 or 3 years plus.
Damn, damn, damn. In that case, think about GTA 6. They've been working on that for ages. Imagine how good
I
that's
don't
gonna
know.
be.
I don't know whether that's because working on it on ages or they're still getting money from GTA 5. That's another ballpark question, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. They're still releasing like online stuff every time for GTA 5.
Yeah, I heard that they were gonna make it in Brazil and have a female lead character,
Oh, nice. Nice.
right?
Yeah, that should be good. Like the game's more, I guess, equality, right?
Female, it's gonna be an awesome one. But it's just awesome to see that they're actually including like a female lead character. I
Another-
mean, that's
Yeah.
another thing with this world is that a lot of times women tend to be not, I don't want to say neglected, but
Mhm.
they tend to not be looked at first, whatever the reason is. And it's just
Yeah.
really nice to see that the video games are starting to trend in a more diverse route.
It's more like even like take a work, for example, not uh, every department or every place like women get paid equally, you know?
That's the
and
thing.
they're
That's an
working on.
issue too as well unto itself, is that that's still not a complete thing yet, but it will
Mhm.
be hopefully
In
sooner rather than later.
in sports, like tennis has become the first sport to actually have equal pay for both men and women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Huh.
they
I
now
did
they've
not
got
know that.
equal pay, and then like now the debate goes whether like okay, but women only get 3 sets per game, men get 5 sets per match. So how does that work? But that's like whatever. That doesn't matter as long as like it's a big step, Like man,
That's a huge
I'm
step too.
I'm
Like,
all up for it. Like equal pay, of course. Like they some people like I guess some women like work even harder than men. To be honest, like just to get to where they are. Like for example, Serena Williams and stuff. Like she gave birth to a kid, and then after that she decided I still want to come and play. I need to train harder than ever, and then I'll come and play. And she did come and play, and then she's still one of the top stars. They take.
yeah, she's a beast. She's awesome.
Mhm.
She kicks butt and takes names.
Yep, it's insane. Like, so I'm really all up for this. I think they should work on other sports as well. I think they're working on it for cricket as well. Cricket might soon, soccer actually. Soccer might actually have
Soccer
equal
is not
pay.
even close. I can guarantee you that, because it's just you just got, as I would put it best, is you have old heads running newer ideas. And when you
Mm,
have older heads running newer
yeah,
ideas, old ideologies
mm,
end up in those newer
yeah,
ideas.
that's how I see also.
So they don't really like get resolved or figured out or find a resolution, but
Hmm.
rather than it's just adapting them to the new tendencies in a sense. Because you can't, it's like, for example, in the United States, like MLS compared to the NWSL, you can't, unless you're a high profile athlete, it's
Yeah.
hard to make a complete living as an NWSL player than it is an MLS player. And don't get me wrong, MLS is, and NWSL are a lot less than the rest of the world. But the pay divide between an MLS player and the NWSL player
Hmm.
is crazy. And it's just one of those things. It's just, in time, hopefully, I really do think it will eventually become where it's balanced and even, and you got that equal pay. But
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. Is just, I would love for it to happen like tomorrow, like a snap of a finger, like Thanos. But again, you got old heads running new things,
Mm.
and I think that's a huge issue.
That's probably the same thing with WWE as well. I think more AEW, like the person who is running it is a younger guy, and he actually works on providing equal pay for. He's working on like trying to get equal pay for both men and women. Although he's not like, although like the women are very underused in the
No, I get that.
show. Uh, but besides that, WWE, like Vince McMahon, he's older, and he sees women as more of a, I don't know, like a sex doll, other than just he just sees women as an eye candy rather than they're actually being really good talents. Whereas
And
we
that
have,
sucks. That's just so old school mentality
I
that it's
know,
just
like it's insane.
should never be in this world.
It's it's just pretty hard to like take it away. Like you have the younger generation or the current generations who are like more, like they're more open minded, and they see the potential, like uh what the women can do. And then like then you have, as you said, like the old heads who cannot look more ahead of what their time is. You know, they can't look further than what their mind is set to. They don't see that, oh, they have more potential. They work hard as well. They deserve more than what they earned. They don't see that.
No, yeah, I get that. And that's just the tough thing, is just you can't make someone think in a different light, and whether that light is right or wrong. And
Hmm.
that's a problem.
That is a problem. We're back just to leave. So I think it's we're pretty much done with our topics for the day.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming today. We appreciate it. Any last remarks?
This has been really fun for me. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Something
What page
today.
should they follow if they want more information on our podcast?
So yeah, so you can follow us to learn more about this podcast, about the Worlds Collide podcast, WCP, on our YouTube channel, The Fat Batman, and also you can check out my page on Instagram, Krish underscore 316, and that's the same thing for Twitter as well, Krish underscore 316. I'll mention the links of our socials down in the description, and yeah, we look forward to keep doing this often. We'll try to do it at least twice a week. No promises, but we'll do our best. Hope you guys like it. It's something we really enjoy. We Something gives us an option to like even get to talk more with each other actually. So yeah, just join us in the conversation, and who knows, we might even do like live segments, Q&As. Who knows? We'll see what the
Awesome.
future tells.
Yeah. So thank you guys for coming. And if you have any conversation pieces that you would like us to talk about, put it in the comment section or feel free to send us a message. Thank you guys for coming today, and when worlds collide.
Peace. Have a good one. See you.